everybody. Welcome to another Monday Night Live with Created by Cassie. I hope you guys are doing well. It is Monday, December 23rd. And can you guys believe it's almost time for Christmas? Only 2 days away. I can't even believe it. I hope everybody is ready for Christmas and ready for Santa to come and see them. So let's go ahead and get into it. So just a reminder, if you have not already, go ahead and sign up for my Sparkle and Shine weekly newsletter. It has all things Created by Cassie in there. I have updates, any classes that are coming up, any news from Stampin' Up. I also show different cards that I have created in different projects weekly to keep you kind of up to date on everything that I am working on. There is also the last chance products that we have up right now. Once they're gone, they're gone. So if there's anything that's about to retire, go ahead and get that in your cart and get that bought. Some of my favorites are retiring, which is so sad, but we're going to get some new stuff in. All right, and one of the new things that we're going to be getting in is the bundle for tonight. And this, guys, is a gorgeous, gorgeous bundle. I saw it in the new mini that's coming out on January 7th. And I immediately fell in love. I didn't even have to see it in person. I just saw it on the online catalog, and I just fell in love. So it is the Delightful Wishes bundle, and it will be available January 7th. Demonstrators are able to order it now, but our customers will be able to order it on the 7th. All right, so let me go ahead and start with showing you guys everything Delightful Wishes. So this is the bundle here, the stamp set. So we have two-step stamping. So this is the background stamp and this is the top stamp. Same with this, the background and then the more detailed top stamp. Same with these. Got some of the stem there. You have this big wishing stamp. So it'll be wishing you were here, wishing you all the best, you a happy birthday, lots of love, and you well. Isn't that great? I love it. And look at all these dies. You have a two-step wishing die, so you have the background, and then you have the more intricate middle piece, which we'll be using tonight. It has the outside part of a flower as well as the inside, more detailed. It's also got a second flower here, and then it has these little pieces that kind of go on the inside, which I'll be showing you tonight, as like the kind of like the middle piece. And this goes with each of these little sentiments here. So you would cut out the wishing, or you would stamp your wishing, and then whichever sentiment you want to go along with it would go on this die right here. Isn't that great? I just love this bundle. Now, this is a suite, and so I want to go ahead and show you guys some of the paper. I mean, I can't with this paper. It is gorgeous. So this is the Floral Delight 12 by 12 DSP that we have. And look at these gorgeous flowers. I mean, it's stunning. And then we have our back piece here, which is Old Olive. Isn't that beautiful? This is one of my favorite pieces. The background is Pool Party, and we have the Daffodil Delight with the flowers. We also have the Old Olive. I just love the combination of the Old Olive with the Daffodil Delight. It is just beautiful. We have the Daffodil Delight here with these beautiful white flowers. And we've got our I believe this is pecan pie. Hey Debbie, how are you doing? Hope you're ready for Christmas. And I think I forgot to show the back of this one. This one's really pretty. It's got little flowers here in the little, see if I can get a little bit closer, in some of these leaves. So really pretty background. All right. And then we've got this one, which is like the last one that I showed you. This one, except it's slightly different with a white background, and it's got these little tiny flowers kind of in between. So pretty. And the back of that is a nice gingham print. How pretty. That Daffodil Delight. This has a very light background to it. I wouldn't necessarily say that it is lemon lolly, but it is quite close. We've definitely got the lemon lolly and the Daffodil Delight in the flowers. It's just a very light hint of yellow on the back here, the background part. And then look at this. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And then we have this. This is probably my favorite. It's just very simple and beautiful. Yeah, it is. It's difficult with yellow, isn't it? This is the back here, and I love this page too. It's very difficult with yellow to get it to work, but they really outdid themselves with this DSP here. We also have this new floral and gingham vellum, and it is beautiful. Look at this. It's got the little flowers, and it's got the leaves here, and it's got the same kind of flowers that are in the stamp set, so it coordinates wonderfully. And then we have this gingham here. It's Pool Party. Kind of hard to see, but really pretty. And then we've got this right here, which probably is probably my second favorite. I think the first one's my favorite. But this is, yeah, the vellum definitely sold me as well. It's gorgeous. I've played around a little bit with it. My cards for tonight don't have it in it, unfortunately, but I will be featuring this again because it is beautiful. The suite also comes with this Daffodil Delight ribbon, and it is beautiful. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, and it's very thin, and it ties very well. And guys, the showstopper for this suite, hello Zahir, welcome, are these little bumblebees. Look at these guys. These are, let's see if I can get it up there. How beautiful are these? They're gold, and they're just little tiny bumblebees that you can use. You do need to put some sort of adhesive on the back. I have used glue dots, and they have worked great. But these are the tiny bee trinkets, and I highly recommend getting these. These are going to sell out pretty quick, so I would get those right away. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in here. So first card for tonight is going to be this card right here, using all sorts of different elements from this Delightful Wishes bundle. Isn't that pretty? I also paired it with some of the glimmer paper. This is Petunia Pop, and so I use the Petunia Pop glimmer paper here in the back to give it a little bit of something extra. So let me grab what we're going to need for this first card here. So as far as scraps go, you're going to need for, let's see, for cardstock, you're going to need, this is fresh freesia. You're going to need a piece of Petunia Pop and basic white. And I do recommend for part of the basic white to use one of these adhesive sheets on the back, because when we cut out the wishing piece, like this, the more detailed piece, it is so much easier to get to stick when it has the adhesive already on the back. So I definitely think if you have this, definitely grab it for this one. And then as far as our glimmer paper goes, we're going to use the Petunia Pop Glimmer paper, which is part of the In Color Glimmer paper, and then the white glimmer paper, which I believe is in the one that I think it has green and it has green, white, and another color. But it is still available for purchase. And that white is going to go right here in the middle of our flower to give it a little bit of something shiny in there. Then we're going to need a piece of DSP, whichever one you want to choose. That's going to be 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. I chose this piece here. I just thought it was so pretty. Then you're going to need a piece of, this is Daffodil Delight at 3 3/4 by 5. A piece of Petunia Pop at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the size of our base, but that is on purpose. And my base is cut at 4 1/2 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. This is just my preferred way of doing card base. You can do it where it opens this way if you so choose. Then we have the inside, which is my standard 3 3/4 by 5. And of course our envelope here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by burnishing our Petunia Pop here. Get it to stay flat. Then we're going to take our piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I used the, let's see if I can find it, the new Starstruck embossing folder from our Celebration. If you spend $60 or $120, each $60 you get a free item, and this is one of the items. It's got the kind of hard to see, but it's really pretty. And so I embossed our piece here, if you can see. Yep, how pretty is that? It's just, this is absolutely my favorite embossing folder right now. I just love it. And so this is actually going to cover our whole card front. I have not ever done this before. I've seen a lot of other demonstrators do this, and I thought it's really pretty. So I wanted to kind of give it a try. And I actually think on the finished piece that it looks really polished. Just on those ends there. I really liked it. So I am going to glue down this Petunia Pop that I embossed. And anytime I emboss anything, I make sure that I add a lot of glue. I prefer to use green glue, especially when embossing. And you just want to make sure it gets in all those cracks and crevices to keep it stuck down. And I'm just going to lean this up here and kind of push on the top and push on the sides to make sure that it is exactly where I want it on my card. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Then we're going to take our Daffodil Delight and our DSP, and I'm going to glue this down as well. Down onto this Daffodil Delight here. And this does have a very thin border. It's just 1/8 of an inch. Just enough to give it a little bit of that pop of yellow. Give it a little bit of a border there, to kind of keeping it, pop it just a little bit. You can see, there we go. Then I'm going to use my dimensionals and pop this up on our card base here. And I am going to use 5 dimensionals because I want to make sure that the middle doesn't sag in. So, let's see. Take off the backings here. There we go. Get these last 2. Sometimes they like to stick. There we go. And I'm going to make sure that I have it the correct way. Yep. And I'm just going to center this here in the middle. Yep, there we go. And push it down. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. And now what we would do is we would want to do some of our die cutting. So on the Petunia Pop Glimmer paper, you would use the thicker, or the this die right here where it has more room in there. You would cut that out of your glimmer paper. Whoops. And it is going to come out looking like this. It's going to, let me see if I can get it on here. It's going to be a bit thicker when you look at it, and that is intentional. This is going to be the back part of our wishing. And then the white cardstock, you would want to, if you have it, put your adhesive sheet on the back. And then you're going to want to use this more detailed wishing die to cut out of that basic white. And you're going to get this piece right here. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty and so delicate. And I will let you know that, and it has gotten me so many times, guys, there are 2 little dots for each of these eyes here. Make sure when you pop it out that you know where those go, because they like to hide. They like to go and find little crevices to hide, or they like to get into the carpet and you can't find them. So definitely make sure that you are looking for your eyes, the dots of your eyes, when you are popping this detailed wishing out, so you don't lose them and have to keep re-cutting them, because that's what I had to do for a little while until I got my bearings with it. And so what we would do is take off our backing here. Let's see if I can get this off here. Hope you guys have had a great Monday. So see here, try to get it. See, it pulls off this backing. It makes it into a sticker. And then, just ever so carefully, we're going to want to line up our W of our white with our W here of our glimmer paper. And I find it easiest to put my finger in the middle, use this hand, fit or put down into the W area where I want it to start, and then I push it down with my thumb, and then I can start putting it down each letter at a time so that I get it exactly where I want it to go. And the H is a little bit of a tricky one, especially if you don't get the adhesive up to the top of it. it likes to go a little to the side. There we go. And then we're going to get the G here. And for this, I go to the side with it and push down as I see that it is lining up with my finger moving it. There we go. Just like that. And then you would take your dots and take the little backings off. I do recommend some tweezers, some needle nose tweezers like these. They work wonderfully. And you would just adhere those down onto the eyes. And I've already got one done, so you don't have to watch me fiddle around with those. You can also use a little dab of glue if you prefer that. Isn't that beautiful? So that's going to go up here. And then we would be cutting out our flower here. So we're going to have our back piece here, which is, let's see if I can pull this over here. Hey Bev, how are you doing? It's going to be this die right here for this one. We would cut that out of our petunia pop. And then for our middle here, I used fresh freesia, and I used this die right here. And then for the center of it, I used this die right here, which has two different size middles. The bigger flower, which is this one, is going to be this die right here. And if you use the smaller flower, it'll be this die right here. It cuts it out at the same time, which is kind of nice so that you can keep stock of them. But for the smaller flower for this one, this is the back die and this is the detailed die. But for this card, we're going to do the larger. So what I did was I cut each one out, and the trick to this is where the large cutout is here. If you notice, it's got, let me see if I can go this way. You see it's got this big like dent right here. This is where you're going to want to hold it, and you're going to piece this together like this. So when you look at this piece here, it's got that dent right here on there, which is going to match up with the dent right here, if you can tell. See? So you're going to want to line that up. You can also use the adhesive sheets on this. I just glued it down, so you can just line it up like that. Take your glue, whichever kind you like. I prefer green glue, and I just do little tiny dabs across. And that has worked great for me because you definitely don't want too much glue. It will glob out with all these little details here. So I'm just going to line this up like that. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm just going to take from the back here, I'm going to push these pieces down so that I make sure that it is lined up exactly how I want it, and then just press it down just like that. Super simple. Then I'm just going to take some of my green glue, put a little bit down here, and I'm going to take our little piece of white shimmer or glimmer and stick that here in the middle to make our little flower. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the white glimmer in the middle. Then we have, let's see, it was this die right here for our leaf here, and this is out of our old olive. And what I did with this was I took one of my dimensionals and I took the backing off with it still in my finger, and I took my leaf. This is going to be the part that is out, so I'm going to stick the dimensional here on the end, just like that, so that when I go to attach it to my flower, it's easy to just stick it right under there. So I had my flower facing this way with the dent, the large indent over here, and I just kind of put the leaf in that little indent there, and then I just pushed it down and it just stays right there because we've got our dimensional. Isn't that beautiful? All right, and then for the second part of our sentiment, the you a happy birthday, because it's wishing you a happy birthday, I used this die right here, and I cut it out of the basic white, this piece right here. Look at this beautiful detail on the end. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. It's on both ends there. So I took the stamp that says you a happy birthday. I stuck it flat down on my top here, and then I took my block, stuck it right on there, make sure I get it even and straight. There we go. That's better. And then I took my Petunia Pop ink, and oops, and put that over there. I am just going to tap, tap, tap really gently with my stamp, and then I always, for some reason, can line it up easier when it's crooked. So I am going to kind of slant it a little bit. And I'm sorry if my head is in the way here. I'm trying to line it up as best I can. And then I'm just going to use my finger to pop it off there. Just like that. Super, super pretty. I love Petunia Pop. It is such a beautiful color. It's probably one of my top favorite colors that Stampin' Up! Has. I just love it so, so much. All right, so now we are ready to build our card. So I'm going to take my dimensionals here. These are my mini dimensionals. And this sheet is the sheet that I tend to cut little pieces off of for things like this, that I want very thin pieces. So I'm just going to take my wishing, I'm going to put it backwards, and I am going to take my scissors. I'm going to start over here, and I'm just going to cut some very thin strips off the sides here so that I can put these down on the back. You see how small that is? So that I can fit them on the back of my wishing so that I can get it popped up. Just like that. If you can see that a little bit. And I have just found this is the easiest way. It's very difficult, at least for me, to cut the mini dimensionals themselves. They are just, I just lose them. They go flying and then I can't find them. So this method has worked great for me. Then let's see, let's put this one here. And I just want to make sure none of them are showing, and I want a very thin, go with this one. I want this on the edge. Is that thin enough? I think so. Yep, we can't see it. So then I'm just going to push these down. Make sure that they are adhered. And I'm going to take off our backings here. Let's see. These smaller ones sometimes are a bit tricky to get off. But sometimes they're really easy too. It just depends on, I think, how I cut them. There we go. And so I'm just going to take the wishing, make sure I got my card opening the correct way. And I just put it on a little slant, and I barely pushed it down because I just want to make sure I am placing it where I want it. And so I'm going to move it over a little bit. Oops, my dimensional stuck to the paper. Pull that off there. So I'm going to move this over just a touch. Push that there, and I feel like it's pretty even. So I'm going to go ahead and push down. Get that adhered there. Then I'm going to take my You a Happy Birthday, flip that over, and I have a couple of these thin ones here. And I think I have one more right here. Perfect. So we will take these off as well. Get these dimensional backings all over the place. I always say you can't be a crafter, a card maker, if you don't have them all over the place. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just kind of push it very lightly, just because I want to see. Yep, I feel like that's even. And then what I'm going to do, my little trick to make sure it's straight, I'm going to hold it up so that I can look at it straight on. And I'm just going to hold the side here. And as I look straight on, I'm going to move it so that it looks straight. And once I think it's straight, I just push it down on the paper. All right. Then we'll take our flower, flip it back over. I'm going to get back out my normal regular dimensionals, and I'm going to put, oops, another one right here. Since my leaf is a little bit out here, I'm just going to put one more on it on this side just to make sure it doesn't get lost somehow in being mailed. All right, get this last, you just want to stick to me. There we go. Isn't this flower just beautiful? I just love this suite. It's gorgeous. And I'm just going to set this down here. I think I want it up a little bit. Yep, like that. I'm just going to press that down. How pretty. I just love this card. It's just gorgeous. All right. So our inside, of course, I don't remember if I showed you or not, but that's our two-step stamp there that I did with Petunia Pop. So we're going to take our white piece, which is around here somewhere. I did this last week. I had it and then I didn't have it. Let's see. It's around here somewhere. If not, I will cut another one. Here's one right here. All right. I don't know how I keep losing them. I need to figure out how to keep track of them better. So we have our inside here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a block. I just need a small one. And I'm going to use these two stamps right here. So there's two stamps. one is a background stamp, which is the flat stamp. And then you have a little bit more of a detailed stamp. I'm not sure if you can see. That's a little bit better. It's more of a detailed stamp. So I'm going to get out my stamp off paper. Stick this down here. Let's see. And my orientation is correct. And I do need my envelope. So I want to do my envelope at the same time. Let's see. Here we go. Make sure I know where my envelope is going. Perfect. Now we're going to open up our Petunia Pop again. Stick this up here. And I'm going to take the base stamp and I'm going to just do tap, tap, tap. Get it inked up. Then I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp onto both the inside and the envelope. This is the right way, yep. I've done that too many times. There we go. Then I'm just going to clean this off. And I'm going to use the more detailed stamp. And for this, before I stamp with it, I line it up. And this one is very similar to the other, where you look for the dent or the indent right here. If you can see, it's the most indented part. And when you look at the stamp, it's got that indent right there as well. So that's how you're going to line it up when you go to stamp. So this is going to be the full strength of the Petunia Pop. We're not going to stamp off. And I'm just going to do my best to line it up here and then press down and hold. And look at how beautiful that is. Is that not gorgeous? So pretty. The way that it just lines right up. And honestly, that's the hardest part of this suite, I would say, or this bundle, is lining up the pieces. And honestly, it's once you know the trick, you're good to go. It's very easy once you kind of get it in your head how they line up. And here we go. So now we can go ahead and take let's go ahead and take this paper out, and I'm just going to open up my card, and I'm going to take my inside piece here, and I'm going to glue. I'm down to the end of my glue. I always love to finish a glue bottle. I just think it's super satisfying. I know there's glue in there, I can feel it. But I'll use this other one since it doesn't want to come out. Hey Carol, how are you doing? Hope you had a great day. Getting ready for Santa to come to your house, see the kids. There we go. Whoa, that came out really quick. This must be the one that yeah, this is the one that I have cut a little, the hole got glued together. And so I put a piece of, uh-oh, don't hit that. I put one of my, dab this off here because that was a lot of glue. Don't need that much glue. The end of my pick tool, this one, and it's very it's very large, so definitely not gonna do that again. Hey Carol, hope you're doing good. All right, did I get glue on this side? Nope. It's just, no, I'm afraid to use this one. Very small amount, okay. And it goes this way. I'm gonna stick this down right here in the middle. And my trick is if it's the left, the right, and the middle on the bottom are even, then you should be even all around. I'm gonna leave that up. I'm gonna clean that in a second. And there we go. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm just gonna grab a wipe really quick because I got that glue all over me. I tell ya. I have, I couldn't find my little glue tool that I have, but I found it now, and it's just this little tiny piece that goes in there. But I used that other one on this one, and man, it made that hole too big. And I didn't realize that glue was the one that I put that in there. All right, got that off my hands now. Now what we get to do is we get to use these gorgeous bumblebees. I just love these so, so much. So I'm just going to take one of these and I'm going to stick it down flat on my table. And I'm going to grab my glue dots here. Oh, here's my almost finished one. And I'm going to use my little tool here. And I'm just going to get one of these glue dots. Got it on here if you can see. And I'm just going to take that, stick it on the back, and push down on my bumblebee. And then I'm going to push down and pull it off. And there we go. Now I can flip it around so that I can see it on this side, and I can place it wherever I want to now. It's super, super easy. How pretty. I just love these bees so much. I'm going to be getting quite a few more. I'm using them sparingly at the moment, but oh, they're just so beautiful. And then I took, of course, you guys know my iridescent pearls, basic jewels, one of my favorites. And I put those up here at the top here. There's one here and two here. It's a little difficult to see, but it just gives it a little bit of extra pizzazz, I thought. So I'm just going to stick one of the big ones there, one small one, and then another small one. Let's put this one here. Break that up a little bit. And that's our first card. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. And we have our envelope to match, of course. And then we have our inside that also matches. So, so pretty. I just love this suite so, so much. All right, and then our second card is a much quicker card. So this one I used, this is Flirty Flamingo. I actually had a whole lot of fun picking different colors that I could use with this suite because it is so much yellow. I wanted to see, challenge myself to see how many different colors I could pair it with. And then our inside is the same as the other, except it's in Flirty Flamingo. And our envelope as well. All right, let's see. So I have my standard card base here in Flirty Flamingo. Such a fun color, isn't it? at least a fun color name. I'm going to burnish this really quick. Then I have my piece of white, which is the 5 1/4 by 4, which is going to be our back layer. And then we have our piece of beautiful designer series paper that is 1/4 smaller. That's going to fit in there. So what I'm going to do first is chance my glue. See if I can use it sparingly here instead of glopping it all over the place. There we go. All right, stick some of that in there. Now I'm going to grab my white here, my basic white. I'm going to center this or even it out on the right, left, and the bottom to kind of get it so it's going to be centered. There we go. Perfect. And just stick that down there. And then what I did, I took the ribbon and I made it so that it met here in the middle underneath this flower here. So to do that, I got a piece of tape and my ribbon. I'm just going to unroll a bunch of this because it makes it easier. So I'm going to take and make sure I know which way I want my paper, and I think I want it this way. No, I think I want it this way. Yeah. So I'm going to take my ribbon. I'm going to see which way this lies. Okay, it goes this way. It's easier if you do it the way that it wants to curl. So I'm just going to stick this on here and I'm just going to wrap it. So I'm just going to make sure that it is straight. I'm going to kind of make it in let's see, get this over here in diagonals because we want it to all meet right in the middle at some point. So let's see, and I'm going to put this one through here, and then I'm just going to go straight across, and you can move them around a little bit, and then I'm just going to pull this really tight, flip it back over, and I'm going to grab another piece of tape here, tape that down, and snip off the ribbon. Isn't that cute? I just love how that looks. It's just such a fun little addition to the card, I think. Then on my card base here, I glued this down. It's not as pretty from the back, and I tried to get it on some of the pieces of ribbon just to make sure it wasn't going to splat around. Alright, flip this over. Yep, this is the way I wanted it. So I'm just going to center this on the front here. There we go, and push it down. Perfect. Yes, the ribbon placement is so fun, isn't it? I love it. I just think that that is, and you know what would be really cool too is if you had a circle and you put your sentiment in the middle. It would be kind of like emphasizing the sentiment there. I had so much fun figuring this placement out. All right, now we have our flower, and what I did was I did the back piece in Flirty Flamingo, and then the detailed piece is Pretty in Pink. And I'm just going to pop out these pieces that I didn't quite get popped all the way out. There we go. And again, we're going to match up our indent here with our indent right here. So I'm going to take my glue very carefully, just do little tiny dabs of glue here and there. You just want to make sure you have just enough so that it sticks down. It's okay if it pops up a little bit. Kind of gives it a little bit of extra texture, I think. All right, got that there. I'm going to push that down. And I'm going to pick it up and make sure all my pieces are on correctly, or at least on the edges there, just like that. Then I'm going to put my little dab of glue in the middle, as we did with the other one. And I also did the white glimmer paper for this one. It just is so pretty in the middle here. Move this down just a little, my little tool here. There we go. Perfect. Then we have our leaf, and we're going to do our same thing that we did with this last one. I'm going to grab a dimensional. I'm going to take the backing off, and I'm going to stick it on the back part of the leaf. Then I'm just going to kind of put it here and kind of figure out where I want it placed. And I think I want it right about here. So I'm just going to push it in. Yep, that looks good. And then I can go back and add 2 more dimensionals. Maybe I'll add a 3rd one there. Just to make sure. I don't want my leaf to pop off. That's an important part of the flower. All right. There we go. Now I'm just going to center this here best I can. There we go. How pretty. I just love it. It just kind of like emphasizes that flower. It's so, so pretty. And then I took for the sentiment, I did a different sentiment than what is in the bundle. This is from the Paper Pumpkin, I believe it's the spring die set for Paper Pumpkin. And I do believe that it is on sale right now. So if you want it, I would go ahead and log on and get that. And then I used the, let me see here, Go To Greetings. And I just used this one here because I just wanted it to say happy birthday instead of wishing you a happy birthday. So, and I did this in Mellow Mambo. I'm just going to quickly tap, tap, tap. Stick this down here and press. Perfect. Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that Mellow Mambo so pretty off of the Flirty Flamingo? I just love it so much. Then, just make sure this is dry. I've smudged quite a few. I'm going to take 3 dimensionals, flip this over, 1, 2, 3. I use a lot of dimensionals. I prefer to make sure that my pieces do not sag or get dented when I mail my cards, because the mail people are just a little bit heavy-handed with the the mail here. So I'm just going to hold this up and make sure that I have it straight there. That looks good. Perfect. And I already stamped our envelope and our inside, and I did make sure that I stamped it correctly because this one is landscape. And then we'll just go ahead and glue this down. Oh, it came out a little bit quick. All right. Stick this down on the inside. I just love it when I get a card and the inside has something pretty as well, and the envelope. I just think it's a little something extra that people appreciate. There we go. Now the fun part is we can add our bees. So let's grab another bee. If I can get him. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to stick him flat down. I'm going to grab my glue dots. Grab one of these guys. Whoops. Throwing stuff over here. I'm going to stick this on here. I just want to make sure that it is not showing on the sides of the bee. And then for this one, I put the bee down here. And I just make sure that I push it down and I wiggle it a little bit just to make sure that it's really stuck. And if it kind of moves, I'll add another glue dot down there. And then I used these iridescent faceted gems. They have such a pretty sparkle to them. I just felt like this card needed a little bit of extra sparkle because we just have the bee and the white glimmer paper, and I like sparkle. So I'm just going to stick one of the big and one of the smaller right here, just like that. Isn't that so pretty? And we have our inside and we have our envelope. So pretty. So we have both of our cards for tonight. Which one is your favorite? I think I like the Petunia Pop. But it's one of my favorite colors. It's hard to pick though because they're both so pretty. This bundle is just beautiful. And it really is versatile, even though it is a lot of yellow. You can put a lot of different colors with it, as you can see, to make it not so yellow. I just love it so much. All right. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me tonight. If this was your first time watching, definitely say hello in the comments. I'd love to be able to comment back and say hello. If you're not already, follow me on my socials. I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also join my email list by emailing the email link below, or there is a link in the description as well that you can follow and sign up there. And my next live is going to be next Monday. I'm just kidding. That's going to be Friday, but I put Monday. It's going to be Friday, December 27th at 6 p.m. And the card theme is going to be a new celebration item, the heart-shaped bundle. And I have yet to play with it, but it is on my list to do for tomorrow, and I can't wait. It's really pretty. I've seen so many cards already done with it, and it's beautiful. So I hope to see you on Friday for that new bundle. The celebration and new mini will be available on January 7th, and I will be doing a countdown to celebration starting January 1st. I will be going live each day. I have a a schedule out on my social medias, so you can go check that out and know when to catch me live. You can also do the replay, put in hashtag replays so that I can say hello to you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, happy holidays, have a safe holiday, and I will see you back here on Friday. Bye.